Really, I shouldn't be doing this because it's way too late, and I'm not talking about the date, I'm talking about the individual time on a specific day. It's almost an hour past when I should be on my way to sleep, but hey, I'm doing this. Anyway, also, preface out the way. Yes, but I know F123 is out, but I'm trying to get these out as quick as I can. That's why there's at the moment 4 a week, which is also why I'm doing this later than I should be. Anyway, Q1. We started the session 118.3, 2 purple sectors, sector 1 and sector 3. Carlos P2 and Max P3. Our other rivals, Hamilton in P5, Alonso P6, and Charles outside the top 10. Our teammates, rivals teammates, obviously we're Hamilton's teammate. Carlos in P2, Perez outside the top 10, and also Ocon. How did that change? How did the after the session, we maintained P1, Sainz P2, Leclerc P3. The rest of our rivals, Verstappen P5, Hamilton P6, Alonso P8. Teammates of said rivals, obviously Carlos P2, Perez P9, Ocon out in P16. 2 milliseconds to Sainz. Let's see how big it is in Q2. Q2 started a little bit worse. We were P4 after our first run, but still 2 purple sectors, sector 1 and sector 3. 4 tenths off sector 2 purple, which was held by Fernando in P1. Verstappen P2, Hamilton P3, Sainz P7, Charles P10, and Perez in P5. How did the session finish? Well, the top 4 did not change on their lap times. However, Charles pushed himself into the top 4 into P3. So, Alonso P1, Max P2, Charles P3. The rest of our rivals, Hamilton P4, we were P5, Sainz P8, Perez P9. Might as well say they're the teammates at the same time because it's quicker to do so. Very competitive. 2 tenths separate the top 7. If only we had that in real life. Although I've said that multiple times now, haven't I? Q3. Got some underbody damage on our first run, and our first run, well, it was dreadful because it was raining. 1.7 off the fastest lap set by Fernando, P1, of course. Sainz P3, Max P4, Sergio P5, Charles P7, Hamilton P8. We were almost a second behind 9th place, Bottas. How did that change? Unfortunately, I wasn't able to set a quicker lap time, so I stayed P10, and no one else was able to change their lap times either, as the rain only got heavier. I think there was a bit of rain towards the end of Q2 as well, which is why none of us improved at the top. But yeah, that's annoying. P10. Let's go for a bold strategy. I think there might be some rain in the race as well.
Welcome along then to race day at what we hope will be another thrilling Formula One Grand Prix. Located 12 miles northeast of the Hungarian capital Budapest, the 14 corners of the Hungaroring are steeped in history and prestige. Overtaking's always been difficult on this technical 2.7-mile track, but the last few years in particular have turned up some exceptional races. So let's hope we're in for another one here today. Before we begin, let's take a quick look at the grid lineup for today's race. An immense lap from Fernando Alonso yesterday puts him on pole position, edging out Lando Norris, who'll start from P2. Moving on to the rest of the grid, we have Sainz, Verstappen, Sergio Perez, and Vettel, Leclerc, Hamilton, Bottas, and George Russell, Gasly, Albon, Kevin Magnussen and Tsunoda, Stroll, Ocon, Guan Yu Zhou and Mick Schumacher, Ricciardo and Nicholas Latifi. Now it's almost time for lights out, so let's go down to the track. Natalie Pinkham joins me once again in the commentary box. It's fantastic to have you with us today. I'm curious though, how do you think the drivers stop those pre-race nerves from becoming overwhelming when you're lining up on the grid?
Well, I imagine they'll be starting to feel the adrenaline as they anticipate the rundown into turn one, a bit like preparing to go into battle. The unknown situation will bring nerves, but that's a good thing. It'll keep them focused on the moment and on their surroundings as we build towards the start of the Grand Prix.
So here we are on the grid for the Hungarian Grand Prix then. Let's see what everyone else is on. Soft tyres. Okay, let's go bold. Let's see if we can start mediums. Once we change their strategy, soft, medium, medium. This is what they're doing. This is how I would do what they're doing. 6 seconds quicker. 6.6. 6.7. 6.7. Looks like that's the max. Yeah. Okay. What about a different strategy? Medium hard. How quick? How is that? No. Slower than the original free stop strategy. Let's go medium, medium, soft. Take the exact same lap values as the other one. 10 seconds. 10.9. 10.9. Only just slower, 3 tenths on the slower compound, whilst they're on the quicker compound. As long as we can keep up with them, we'll be on the quicker compound at the end of the race. And so we'll be quickening them overall. However, there is some rain. Although I can't see the icons because my screen has gone black and white for bedtime mode. Yes, I have that on. Why do I have it on? Lighting helps not damage my eyes when I turn off my lights. Anyway, change strategy again to fit in with some rain. That is forecasted, which I'll have a look at when it is in a moment. And if I don't say it, I'll just put it on screen. Oh, that reminds me, I was supposed to put something on screen for a previous episode. Whoops. I am such a bad YouTuber. It's a good thing I only do it for a hobby and not a living. Looks like rain at 2 hours, between 1 hour 30 to 2 hours. So, last 10 laps it looks like. Yeah, no rain icon in that penultimate one. So, yeah, rain for the last 10 minutes of the race. Shouldn't affect too much. And our strategy should work perfectly. Although, the rain has come 20 minutes earlier, roughly. So, might come in for the final stint. Let's go to the race though. I'm sure we can do good. Here we are for the Hungary Grand Prix. P10 in qualifying 3. Not a good position at all. Hopefully, we can get a good strategy and go win the race. So it is forecasted rain towards the end of the race between 1 hour and 1 hour 9:30. So we'll have to watch out for that. Let's just get straight to it. Sorry. 5 red lights are out, and away we go. We get a 4th start, and Gasly's already jumped us into P10. Alex also gets past us. We go straight to the inside, make sure that we don't get overtaken by anyone on the inside. Get back past Alex, and then get past Valtteri. Gasly gets past Valtteri as well, so we're up into P9. Heading to turn 2, Gasly's a little bit held up. Can we try and go around the outside? We don't go around the outside. We tried to, but we couldn't. Lewis and Charles are going side by side, so we can go side by side with Gasly. He's been held up. We go side by side through turn 4, and gives us the opportunity to go down the inside of Hamilton into turn 5, and we're up into P8 on lap 1. So went down 2 positions, and then went up 4. So you've got, that's called good progress to me, if you ask me. Joe's retired from the race, so we'll have a look at that after the onboards. 5 red lights. Out. Get an okay reaction. We just can't get the throttle input. I will have a look at that. I think that was a little bit naughty from me going to the inside. Get past Alex, go down the inside of Valtteri, so we maintain P10 by turn 1. Switching, Gasly and Bottas switching places. So as you can see, I tried to go around the outside of Gasly, just didn't have enough speed, and so we weren't able to. But you can see with Lewis and Charles going side by side, we were able to go side by side with Gasly. He forced me very close, and then because we were already on the outside, we could, Lewis got held up by Vettel and Perez, so we could just nip down the inside, and we got up into P8. I think what I did on lap heading into turn 1 was a little bit naughty. I did block, I think it was Esteban or Nicholas. Why am I saying my first names? Ocon or Latifi, I did block them from going through. Was a little bit naughty from me. Hang on, no one was there. Kind of just. I don't see anything wrong with that actually. Oh, it was Yuki. That's why. I didn't move because of him, and I didn't dangerously move over, so that's fine actually. Okay, never mind. Gasly, a little bit close here, but it's fine. He backed out anyway. But yeah, with oh no, Charles does. You were going side by side with Lewis, and then you got a good enough run, like I did with Gasly, to go down the inside of Vettel. That's what held up Lewis, and because I was already on the outside, I could just go around his outside, which became the inside of turn 5. Very good. Almost got overtaken by Gasly, but not quite. Okay. So, Lance Stroll got a warning for collision, and I think I found it. There it is. A little bit of contact with Bottas. Very small contact. Ricardo had a little bit of contact with Joe, so we'll go on board with Joe as he's the one behind. Now Joe did retire. Oh. Wow. Okay. That is the smallest bit of contact ever, and that is not a warning for Ricardo. How the hell are you giving Daniel the warning? Joe's literally just gone into the back of him. Very surprised that you retired from that, but hey-o, that's what happens. Schumacher got damage from Bottas somewhere, so. We got damage for something, I don't know. Could be pit. Anyway, that's the end of that for us. We are going to move on to lap 2, and we're going to try and overtake Charles. However, we couldn't until lap 5, when we took a late dive bomb. Nope, never mind, it was lap 6. So yeah, we're under half a second, and when did I do it? Was it lap 7? It was lap 7. We're under half a second, got bored behind Charles, knew that we needed to make progress on the mediums whilst the softs were wearing out. So we got past Charles. We didn't have enough speed down the main straight, despite being the quickest in the speed trap, to overtake anyone. So we had to save ERS, and that we did, and we got ourselves up into P7. Very naughty from me, because I was very far back. But I was alongside before we turned in, and no contact, so we cleanly got ourselves up into P7. Lap 8. I waited till lap 10 to make an overtake on Vettel. This time he defended the inside, so I went around the outside, and we were able to get a good run out of turn 2 and down the inside of turn 3. We were able to get into P6. So making good progress, and I did check ahead. Fernando right there, not losing any time to the leaders. So yeah, we were close enough to Vettel, which is weird. I don't know how. We weren't close enough to Charles to do the exact same thing, but hey ho, we were close enough that when we went for a move, he defended. I think I've been saving up ERS up until this point, or I was saving that for Perez. Either way, we were close enough that we made a move. I think I was saving. I don't think I was saving it at this point. So yeah, he goes to the inside. Then heading into turn 3. He tries to go around the outside, but you can't go around the outside anymore. For some reason, previous games you had enough grip to go around the outside, but can't anymore. Not enough grip. So people started pitting, namely Sainz and Fernando. So we had Perez, Verstappen and Lando ahead of us. And then Lando and Max pitted. We were close enough to Perez that he had no, and because he had no DRS, we were able to go around the outside of turn 1. Not quite though. We tried it, but we just made a mistake under braking, and we could get ahead. But he pitted at the end of that lap anyway. So there's kind of a wasted attempt. So lap 15, Stroll conked out, and his engine decided, nah bruv, you've got to finish the rest of this race on legs. And so yeah, through sector 3, still on his soft tyres. Surely would have hit in a couple of laps or so. His engine blows up, and becomes the second retirement of the race. I don't think it's his engine then. It's probably electrical systems. Tsunoda didn't want to go past, neither did Ocon. Schumacher capitalises and gets past Ricciardo. There's the smoke. Then Stroll pulls over to the side and is officially out of the Grand Prix. So on to me then. Everyone had pit except me, obviously, on the medium tyres. And we go past Stroll on lap 16. Didn't obey yellow flag. Well, I did obey yellow flags, but I didn't lift off like I normally did. It's fine. And we come to lap 23. As you would have seen, my pit lap was lap 27. However, in the middle of lap 23, Mark decided to change strategy. It was to go soft mediums, which is understandable, seeing as we're going to get undercut by everyone that we'd already overtook. So if we wanted to be level with them, we'd have to go on to quicker tyres to make up the progress that we'd lost pitting later. Hindsight, we should have gone with the same strategy as them guys. We would have been on soft, we would have made more overtakes, and we wouldn't have lost so much time in this first pit stop. But it doesn't matter, we're coming into the pits now, coming onto softs, 4 laps earlier than planned, but it's fine. And obviously the softs are on stint earlier than we planned. But it's fine, we're going to come in, we're going to change our tyres, it's good, there's pub turning, okay release, and we're back into the fast lane. Lando's overtaken us, Max has overtaken us, Fernando's got us, Sainz has got us, Perez has got us, Vettel's got us, Hamilton's got us, Charles has got us, and we come out P9 just ahead of Alexander Albon. Made sure to stay on the apex so that on the exit of the corner he could not overtake us. That would have been bad if he did. And so we now have lap 24 to get the tyres up to normal temperature, and we have till lap 36 when we're going to pit onto the medium tyres. So it's all hunky-dory at the moment. Lap 25 just pulled into DRS of Charles. However, it weren't till lap 26 when we got DRS and we made our move on Charles. We're close enough to overtake him with DRS and no dive bomb. Round the outside of turn 1, brilliant move up into P8. This time, with the help of the softs through the final corner. I think that's probably why we couldn't get close enough. We had mediums versus softs. This time we have softs versus mediums, so we get the run out of turn 1, and we put ourselves up a position. Charles defending. I did look at trying to go down the inside of him. That would have been better than having to brake late and almost running into Lewis. However, on the exit of the corner, we were fine. We got up into P8. So, yeah, make progress. We make an overtaking lap, and we should be ahead of Fernando by lap 31 or so. So that would be good. On to Lewis then. We had to make a dive bomb. Lewis was just quick. I don't know why. Dived down the inside. Tries turning in on me. Fair enough. I wasn't really alongside until the brake zone. Midway through the brake zone. But it don't matter. We had no contact. And we get ourselves up into P7. Able to now go chase after Sebastian Vettel. And then that would put us up into P6. So yeah, we weren't really closing in on Lewis, but we knew we had to overtake, so we dived in. Probably should have gone a little bit more to the right of the circuit, however it was fine. No contact, no damage, and we're up into P7. At lap 28 we were close enough that we tried to go down the inside of Vettel. It didn't work. I had to go around the outside instead, and because we tried going down the inside, it probably messed us up going into turn 1, so we had to fight it a little bit more than I wanted to. But through turn 3, through turn 2, I think I've been calling that turn 3, I mean turn 2, through turn 2, before turn 2, we're up into P6, and it's all good. So yeah, I tried going down the inside, he covers off all the way, fair plays. We didn't brake as late as we did with Charles, which is, it's fine, because you can see just in the mirrors we got ahead and we're back on the racing line up into P6. These were all clean battles. I say battles. These were all clean overtakes. So Aston Martin's got that lights at the bottom for DRS. Interesting. Anyway, I don't think that's been in the game before. I know they have it in real life, but I don't remember seeing it in the game before. I guess I've never been really close to Aston Martin to find out. Lap 28, we're very close to Perez and Clyde, heading into turn 1. Not quite able to make the overtake straight away, however on the exit we were still alongside. And heading towards turn 2, we're on the inside, and with a lockup from Perez, we're up into P5, able to go overtake Carlos and Fernando, and then we can bridge the 4, which will probably be 6-second gap, but is to Max. Oops. So anyway, yeah, we were really close to Perez. I don't know what I did wrong here. I guess I just let him brake late. Obviously, I can't not make him brake late, if you know what I mean. I could have forced him to the inside, but it's fine. He locks it up, and through turn 2, we just maintain our line, and we're up into P5. Yeah, down the inside, round the outside I went. Perez then just brakes late, he's allowed to, but I'm still there, and heading into turn 2, we're ahead, and he locks up, making us definitely ahead. Lap 29, Fernando and Sainz pit amongst other people, probably Lewis, you can see. So we had clean air, 5 seconds to Max. However, Max came in that lap, along with Lando. Perez stayed out, Alex stayed out, Pierre stayed out, and Kevin stayed out. But they all came in on the next lap. No, Alex did not. Oh, okay. Perez came in on the next lap. Alex came in, so did Magnussen, and Gasly stayed out a little bit longer, just like last time. They came in on lap 33, onto lap 34. And then we came in on our projected lap 36. Now, if it all went to plan, we were pushing enough that we would get ahead of Fernando. The pit rejoin position was bouncing a lot between 4th, 5th, 3rd. Once everyone had made their pit stop, of course. But yeah, it was bouncing a lot between a theoretical P3, 4 and 5. We come in, hopefully it's a P3, however Max is very close to Lando and I highly doubt it. So we come in onto the mediums for our final stint. Hopefully we don't have to come in again for rain, however there's nothing wrong if we do have to. There goes Lando and Max. Definitely not a P3, of course. We're going to be P3. So yeah, we are P3, just ahead of Fernando. Did make a mistake into turn 1, but Fernando is far enough back that he's not able to make an overtake. And on lap 37, we're in the race. Purple turn in, good release, and we're in the race P3, 5.5 seconds to Max. And we start to close that in. A 10th in those 2 sectors, 3 tenths that lap, 7 tenths that lap, 9 tenths that lap, 4 tenths that lap, a little bit poor there, 7 tenths that lap, 5 tenths that lap, 5 tenths that lap, and we're now in DRS, 5 tenths that lap, no, kind of 4, 3, 4, 5, whatever, on lap 46. However, heading on to lap 44, look at the halo. Should be able to see it from here though. Look at the halo. Rain. Started raining. On the lap graph, I'm just going to say it was lap 44. There's no point saying it. Actually, no, it was lap 43. Just. Anyway, started raining, and I knew that I needed to get in DRS very quick and make these overtakes, because soon we'd be pitting for inters, and if we pit for inters, there's a very high chance that we do not make an overtake. However, we do have to go back for Daniel Ricciardo. Kind of forgot about him. Ricciardo, where'd you retire? Oh, okay. So, yeah, I can talk about the wets for now, inters for now. So, We had to get close to Max and Lando very quickly, because otherwise we wouldn't have been able to make a good overtake, and we'd be stuck behind them in the wets, and with no chance of properly overtaking them. But it's fine. We got close. We got within DRS on lap 46. We did not have it, but we got close enough that on lap 47, we even though DRS was disabled, we went round the outside, made Max defend the inside, going around the outside of turn 1, both on medium tyres, mine a little bit more younger, and through heading into turn 2, we're up into P2, and we've got Lando to chase now, and he should be much easier. We're the only one with slipstream, or we pit onto intermediate tyres. Now, I've just remembered when I pit onto intermediate tyres, and it's this lap. You'll see why in a minute. DRS got disabled, and I did think about hitting. Was it this lap? Well, it had to be. I was looking at the track conditions, and to me that is very wet. Well, it's wet enough that in one lap's time, inters are going to be the best. At this point, inters and dries are probably equal pace. So I knew, if I hit now, I could get ahead of Lando. So I did. I pit, made sure that we had inter tyres, braked as late as we could into the brake marker void, in pit lane now, and win the pit lane. Purple turn in. Okay, perfect release, and we're into the race. We're going to be back into the race P10, just behind Alex. Now, if we close in on Alex on this lap, we know that they're equal or better. If we close in a lot, we know they're better. And look at it now. That's inters. So, just quickly, overtake on Max. Down the outside. Perfect move, really. No DRS. Alongside and ahead out of turn 1. And we could take the normal racing line. And I started focusing on Lando. And I knew that it was going to be very difficult to overtake in the dry on these interchangeable conditions. So when it was wet enough, I came in at the end of that lap, hoping that it'd be wet enough, and you may have seen from that image, it was. So Alex, as you can see, it was really wet now, and it's definitely inters. So we made the perfect pull. And we were able to close in the 2.5 to Alex through sector 2, and in sector 3 people started pitting, and I tried to overtake Alex everywhere, but I couldn't. I knew I couldn't overtake him around the outside there because he would be coming into the pit lane, and he did, and we just went round the outside, hoping that when we come through the pit, across the pit lane, that we did not lose too much time with Lando. And look at the leaderboard, there's Lando, up into P2, Charles is yet to pit, so we are on track we are, after the pit stops, P1, I forgot what they call it. It's not provisional, that's qualifying. So yeah, once Charles is pit, we'll close in those 3 seconds, he'll pit, and we'll get ourselves up into P1 in the race. Great strategy. Rosie, you already have your good image. I don't know why I'm speaking as if I actually know Rosie. I don't. I just use it for the video because it's cool. Well, for my opinion. Closed in. We've halved the gap to Charles already. And coming through sector 3, we knew that we had to get past Charles very quickly. And hopefully make Lando lose time to us. So, heading into sector 3, Charles defended. It was very stupid from him. However, that defence meant we got past him, and not only did it hold up Lando and Max, it made them go side by side, and so they lost even more time. They were within DRS range, now they're a second and a half behind. I know it's not much, but again, look, battling even more. Heading into turn 1 there, still alongside each other. 1.5 seconds, don't forget, was the gap. 2 seconds please, 2 seconds? No, 1.7. I need to go back to lap 33, I did a track limit warning. Don't forget lap 30, we're on lap 50. Anyway, lap 33, the first track limit warning of the race, hopefully the only. Don't be in Australia. I need to take turn 4 better. I wasn't using the exit curb a lot. Well, I definitely could have. Where did our track extend? Oh. No, I cut the corner. Turn 12. Forgot what turn number it was until I remember there's 14 corners. Turn 12, track limit, cut the corner. Very good. Anyway, the P1. And do I show the overtake on Matt Charles? I guess. So, heading into Sec 3 is a very good move. Especially in the wets. In wet conditions. It's not easy. I don't know why he defended. Like, I was always getting past him. It made it easier, to be honest. And it meant that Lando and Max lost more time because Charles lost time in the defence. So, yeah, thank you, Charles, actually. Now, we just had 21 laps to maintain P1. And we were doing all right. Although a couple of times Lando did get within a second and we did have to defend. Like lap 59 when we made a horrendous mistake in wet conditions. Lost time on the exit of the final corner, had to immediately go to the middle, deploy ERS, Lando gaining all the time, not in distance, tried to go around the outside, did not work, tried to go down the inside, made sure that we got a good run this time, and he did not challenge us anymore. So yeah, it's a very scary moment that, but we were able to keep the lead, and we've got 12 more laps to go. Lap 60, 61, 62, 63, 63. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. So, Lando, I don't know what he had for breakfast, but suddenly he just got a lot of pace through turn 4. At this point, it was wet tyres. We lost a lot of time through turn 4, 5, and we had to defend into turn 6. He tried to go down the inside. However, as you'll notice in a minute, Lando got damage, and he had to pit at the end of that lap. So Max gains a further 3 points. Very good. I'm not sure if I turned in on him or if he just locked aquaplane, or if it's just tight nature of the corner. So I don't know what the hell we did. A little bit of oversteer. Or wheel spin. So instead, yeah, we kind of just turned in on him. That's my bad. Sorry, Lando. I can't tell if I'm going to make... Yeah, I'm turning in straight for the apex. Sorry, Lando. That's completely my fault. Although, I mean, It saved Lando the fact that I aquaplaned it and locked up a little bit more. But to be honest, ooh, no, it's not like Max with Hungary. It's not like France with Max. So yeah, that's my bad. Lando had to pit at the end of that lap, and he came on to the wets. And guess what? In sector 3, Mark told me, we think wets are quicker. We've seen other teams come in. Now, if you've watched the leaderboard, you will know that no one has pitted yet, except Lando. But I trusted Mark. I trusted Mark with the win. So when he told me other teams had boxed, I thought, you know what, the AI are going to box as well. So whilst we were defending Matt, I quickly switched it to wets and told Mark, box this lap. If you know the AI, you know that they're not going to pit in these next couple of laps. So we had to hope that Mark was correct and that these wets were quick. Already P7. Wet tyres on purple turning, good release. Charles has passed us. Coming towards the end of the fast lane, Gasly's passed us. P10. And we're back into the race. P10, a couple of seconds ahead of Valtteri Bottas. Now, got 6 laps to go. Hopefully, the wets are quick enough that the inter people have to pit, or we just overtake them. No, they were not. I closed in 2 seconds to Gasly. That's all. 2 seconds. Mark, you screwed us. Rosie, there's your bad image. At least we get a point for fastest lap on the soft tyres in the middle stint. But what consolation is that when we could have had 26 points instead of 2? Again, I'll have to sleep on it. But at the moment, my mind's set on that being Mark's fault. But Mark did not tell me a change of strategy. He just told me that he thought wets were quicker, and that he'd seen other drivers pit. He lied. He did not see any drivers pit. However, the game is very stupid, and that is a default response. It is not actually. You shouldn't believe that. There is no confirmation that the AI have pit. You shouldn't believe Mark when he says we've seen it other teams pit. He hasn't. He can't. It's a standard response. We got a second warning on laps only. I'm just gonna let it go again while I talk. Yeah, don't trust Mark when he tells you he's seen other teams pit. He hasn't. It's just a standard response. There is no code in the game for him to say that if he's seen other drivers pit. He just says that if he thinks the wets are quicker. And what made this worse was he told me he thinks the wets are quicker, and then I asked a couple laps later, lap 68, and he said inters and wets are the same speed at the moment. So we were on for a win, and Mark threw it away. Oh, but Bobby, you were the one to pick. Sorry if I made you sound like Jar Jar. That's probably not even Jar Jar. I've probably insulted Jar Jar. Yes, I was the one to pit. and that's why I said I've got to sleep on it. I'll think about it. Yeah, I'm just very annoyed that Mark did not tell me change strategy. He just told me he thought the wets are quicker, and I was struggling a lot on the inters. So I thought, you know what? If the wets are surely the wets are quicker. Everyone wants to pit. Hungary. No, absolutely not. We were screwed, and we lost the race. To be honest, we don't have anyone else to blame but me. I was the one that pit. Lap 45. What happened lap 45? Well, that's just within a second. I'll leave it. Oh, rain, of course, yeah. It's pointless. Mark did not tell me to pit, but I was struggling on the inters, and he told me that he thought the wets were quicker. Oh boy, do I need tomorrow's summer break. I'll see you next time. I'll see you in the race debrief. I haven't got anyone else to blame but me. Almost forgot about the weekend clip twice. Technically they shouldn't exist because it wasn't during the race, but it was after. And yeah, it's basically full on board of Lando, of what happened with us. So through middle sector, Lando's sliding about. However, we slid too much over the curb. Gave Lando an opportunity down the inside, a little bit sketchy from us. And we go wide at the next corner anyway. He tries to pop it down the inside, doesn't work. And from that point on, the race kind of just folded for us. No confidence in the inters, and these mistakes just gave a false sense of security that the wet tyres would be quicker. They weren't. They were same pace or slower, as you'll see in a minute. Welcome to the Monday morning race debrief of the Hungarian Grand Prix. Let me just check you can all hear me. Right, you should be able to hear me. So, in attendance we have, of course, Bobbi, the driver, Mark Priestley, his race engineer, Toto Wolff, the team principal of the team, and Rosie Waite, the head of strategy. Without further ado, let's get into the Hungarian Grand Prix. A little bit of a disappointing one, if I must say. So, race result: Max Verstappen P1, Fernando Alonso P2, and Carlos Sainz P3 to round off the podium. We were P10, Hamilton was P4, Leclerc was P8. Respective teammates of our rivals: Perez P5. Obviously, we're Hamilton's teammate. Sainz P3, of course, and Ocon P13. So, 2 stars and a wish. Well, let's go for the wish first. Although it's not really a wish. Max won with us in P10. We can talk about strategy later, but quick rundown. As you remember, we were P1, 10 laps to go. A little bit feisty with Lando. Gave Lando a little bit of damage. He boxes onto wets. We're struggling on the inters. Mark tells you that we've seen other cars pit for wets. No, just the one, Lando. And you come in. Unfortunately, the wets weren't as quick as we thought they were going to be. And Yeah. Not good at all. P10. However, we did get the fastest lap. But that's it. If you can think of anything else positive for your race, go ahead, be my guest. I couldn't find anything. I am very doubtful that you will either. So it's kind of best that we just go straight over to the Drivers' Championship. So, how has that been affected? Drivers' Championship, we are P1, Max P2, Hamilton P3, Alonso P4, and Charles P5. Those are our rivals. Respective teammates of which, Max's teammate, Perez in P10, we're Hamilton's, Ocon in P9, and Sainz in P6. So, 2 stars and a non-star. Max closes a 10 of points, and we have no first or second point. Very wonderful. Now, as we are past halfway through the championship season, we can now start knocking out drivers from winning the championship. So, heading into this Grand Prix, if Latifi or Ricciardo wanted to win the championship, they would have to beat you. If they wanted to stay within the championship, they would have to beat you by 21 or 19 points or less. Obviously, this was the case. You had to beat them. You had to beat Latifi by 21 points, and Ricciardo 19 points. Obviously, this wasn't the case, so they can still win the championship. However, afterwards, you now to stop these drivers from winning the championship, you have to beat Gasly by 23 or more, Bottas 22 or more, Peugeot 21 or more, Schumacher 20 or more, Magnussen 14 or more, Albon 14 or more, Tsunoda 8 or more, and Latifi, you can lose 7 points to him, and Ricciardo, you can lose 9 points to him, and they'd still not be knocked out. So, it's looking good. Kinda. Constructors' Championship. Red Bull, Ferrari and Alpine gain points. P1, P2, 3 and 4. Red Bull jumping up into second. Obviously we still lead, but no first point, no good point and no bad point. Before this race, no one could be knocked from winning. However, after this race, if we beat AlphaTauri by 44 points or more, they can't win. And Williams, we have to beat them by 20 or more points, and they can't win. So, let's head over to the race lap graph, shall we? Nothing really to say on the previous points. So, race lap graph. Medium stint at the beginning, very good, very consistent. Soft stint in the middle, very good, very consistent. Second soft stint, very good, very consistent, very small though. And the intermediates, very consistent, very good straight line, despite the deteriorating weather conditions. And then the last 6 laps on the wet tyres. So, wet tyres equals intermediates. In fact, they're even slower, to be honest. They were equal the last 2 proper laps that we had on the inters, but they needed to be much better if we were going to have any chance of winning on the wet tyres. Straight line intermediates, very good, and very consistent stints. Very good as well. So, balls, I didn't change the name. Sorry about that. the Hungarian Grand Prix in 8 images. Bobbi, you sent in a little mistake. You had it ahead of Lando, and you overtaking Leclerc on the wrong tyres. Mark, you sent in the Drivers' Championship along with the race result. Toto, you sent in the Constructors' Championship along with Q2, I believe. Rosie, you sent in the wet pit stop and the intermediate pit stop. So without further ado, let's get straight into the images and what they mean. So, Bobbi, here are 2 images. The mistake with so first up, the bad image. The mistake led to a false sense of security for wet tyres. Yes, it did indeed. So yeah, couple of mistakes. You thought it'd be fine to come in on to the inters, fair enough. Onto the wet, sorry, fair enough. Unfortunately, this was not the case, and you could not improve on your position, very unfortunately. However, on the opposite end to that stint, very good call onto the intermediate tyres, and we got the overtake into first place. Very good job, and we controlled it from there pretty much until the end. So let's just get away from the end, shall we? However, Mark, your 2 images reflect on the end of the race. Drivers' Championship and the race result. Charles now moves within the 106 target gap despite dropping to 5th place and fastest lap by 6/10. So yes, Charles is now 5th place in the Drivers' Championship. However, he's gotten within the gap, which means so has Alonso, who overtook him. So Verstappen, Hamilton, Alonso and Charles are within that gap. Very annoying. Very annoying. We could have closed the gap. We could have widened the gap to Max and everyone else. But no, they closed it in. So, on a lighter note, we got a fast lap by 6/10. Very good job. Well done. We won softs at a different time in the race. However, it was a crucial time as it was when the rain was falling. So we had the best grip of anyone, pretty much. And so we did not have to worry about not getting that fast lap. So very good job. And came home to salvage 2 points instead of just the 1. Toto, your 2 images was the Constructors' Championship and qualifying 2 results. Red Bull, Ferrari, Alpine scored 21, 5 and 4 more points than us, and qualifying 2 pace was very strong, yes. So, Constructors. Yeah, we lose quite a bit of points, especially to Red Bull. Red Bull is a massive margin. It's a very good thing that we're not really close to them and we have over 100 points to them. However, it doesn't matter. Like, come on. We still want to win this championship as best as we can and as early as we can. But if we're just doing that, then it's never going to work. But what we showed in Q2 was very good. And if we showed that at the end of the race, we could have got some solid points and extended our lead over the others, but we didn't. So we just head on to Belgium after the summer break, I guess. Last but not least, Rosie, your 2 images. So, 2 pit stops in these images. One onto wets, one onto enters. Only one of them was good. And your text that came with both of the images, pretty much the exact same. Call onto full wets. Call to pit onto the full wet on lap 64 for the bad image, and call to pit onto the intermediates on lap 47, the good image. So yes, the bad image is bad because the 6 laps on the wets, they did nothing to help our race. They destroyed it. I think you could have held out a little bit longer. Obviously 6 laps left. Come on, you should have been able to. You're one of the best in this category. That's why you're winning the championship. But come on, there's nothing to say. Especially when you came up with the amazing call to pit onto the intermediates very early. Lap 47. I don't even think DRS was disabled yet. You may have to correct me. I have probably lost some memory from this weekend, but anyhow. So yeah, very good onto the inters, very poor onto the wets. But that's the way the cookie crumbles, and we just have to show them that we can make good strategies in Belgium. So enjoy the summer break, Bobby. Don't beat yourself up over this. It is a mix of everyone's faults. Well, it's a mix of you and Mark's fault. Mark told you more people had pitted than actually had. And yeah. Sorry the car wasn't able to perform as good as it could at the end of the race. But hey. Enjoy the summer break, don't be too hard on yourself. And go and win Belgium. I'll see you all there. And yeah, thank you for listening to the Monday morning review of the Hungarian Grand Prix. So yeah, this is normal me now. You probably can't actually hear me. My headphones weren't even plugged in. I didn't even realise. That's what I was actually checking at the beginning. I was trying to check if my headphones were working, but no, I didn't even plug them in. So you can't probably even hear me. Hopefully you can. My microphone should be on from the laptop. But anyway, this race was done 20th, 19th of June. I've got nothing near me that can... May, sorry. I've got nothing near me that could try and help me. Although I do remember May 1st was a Monday, right? So 7, 14... Yeah, it was. Okay, so this race was done on the 20th of May. Almost a whole month ago. Like I've explained in Austria, sorry, I'm going to try and get these out as quick as I can. I hope you don't mind. I mean, no one watches these anyway. The Britain episode has had 2 views for about 2.5 weeks. And it's only been out 3 weeks tomorrow. So, yeah. Anyway, like I said, I know all the results up until Mexico, because this is being recorded on the 23rd of June. Same day as I did the Austria recording. Yeah, I need to get these out. And that's what I'm doing. So, I'll see you all. Well, the next thing I'm doing for me is probably the France qualifying and stuff.
recordings. For you, it will be the summer break. Hopefully it goes much better. Bye.